Hey guys, HW back in the city. It's Friday around lunchtime, 22 degrees today, raining, 22 degrees Celsius that is. What's that, about 71 Fahrenheit? So we're over the hot stretch of weather that we had, but right up until May we should still get around the mid-20s, so the middle to high 70 Fahrenheits until May, and then we'll start to head into more autumn, as you call fall weather, and then into winter. So look at that, there's already some leaves on the ground here. These certainly must be European trees, because the Australian trees wouldn't be dropping the leaves yet. We're heading down. We're going to have a coffee first today, or a nectar first, because my mate's got a meeting at 2 p.m. that he's got to head off to, so I'm going to have a coffee first today, and then after that I'm going to head down to the bottom part of the city, down near Central Station, and show you a few things from there, heading up the streets up into the centre of the city. And where we're heading now is Regiment Coffee, which is in Wynyard Street. And this is Wynyard Street that I'm going down into now. My mate should be waiting for me when I get down there. There we go. I can see the sign outside Regiment now. That's Regiment on the corner there underneath that HSBC bank. So that's where I'm heading for nectar. I haven't tried this one before. So yeah, let's get in there and try it out, and do some more filming in there if I get a chance. Alright, here we are at Wynyard Street outside Regiment, waiting for our nectars to arrive. This place is pretty busy. Of course, as soon as I turn the camera on, all of the people have disappeared, but the line was out the door before. It's one of these joints where you got to make the order with the barcode. So I've already had a flat white already this morning, so I'm waiting for a piccolo now. But this is Wynyard Street. There's the old AWA tower there up the end of the street. There's another little coffee stand over there. My mate suggested we go there, but I wanted to have a sit down. So yeah, let's wait now for the delicious piccolos to arrive. Oh, here they are, the delicious piccolos. Look at that. They look quite hearty. Some good coffee art on them. Latte, that looks like a swan my mate's got there. What have I got? Some sort of flower. Alright, so Regiment, let's check it out. There we are, that piccolo's gone down a delight, or as I say, a treat. So yeah, that's the end of the nectars at Regiment. I'll see you again soon when we start the tour. There's Sydney Central Station. Just before we start the walk proper, I'll put I put a message in text over the coffee as well, but I'll also mention again now. Thanks very much to Vince Barbary for shouting those two piccolos that we just had. Much appreciated, man. And I love how you always come back and watch my videos and comment. Really appreciate it. So let's start the walk. We're outside Central Station and the Sydney Central Youth Hostel. Sydney Central Youth Hostel is $190 a night for a private room with a bathroom. So it's $190 Australian. And what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do this a few videos back, I want to do it the same day that I did the when I visited Cinnabon around the corner. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to tread over past some of the walks some of you backpackers would have done back in the day, because that youth hostel back there is a pretty big one, several hundred rooms in there. And I wanted to walk past some of the other backpackers along Pitt Street as we head into the centre of the city, just so you can reminisce over the time that you stayed in Sydney and see some of the streets and sights that you remember. At least the rain stopped for now. I mentioned before what the temperature was. It's dropped down a bit now. It was 22 degrees Celsius, which is in the low 70s Fahrenheit, but it's now dropped down to just over 20. It's like 20.5 or something like that, or 20.3. So that's the bridge that gets you up to the entrance of the Central Station Grand Concourse up there. And on the other side of that sandstone bridge is Belmore Park. I think it's called Belmore Park. So as we walk up this side of Pitt Street, when we get past the next couple of intersections, I'll show you a few things that have changed over the last decade. I mean, a bit different from what you remember. While we wait to get past this little construction site here, I'll tell you a little bit more about the weather. So the winds are coming from the southeast, and if you remember some of my other videos, what that means in Sydney when the wind's coming from the southeast is you're most likely going to get rain. So thus the rain showers that we've been getting today. And what happens a lot at this time of year is you get those showers come off the ocean, and then the sun comes out in the later in the afternoon, and then what you get is just a steam bath. You don't need if you're training for a boxing match, you don't need a sauna suit. You can just walk around in the afternoon in Sydney and sweat your backside off. So when I was having those nectars before down at Regiment at Wynyard Street, those seats that I was sitting on and my mate was sitting on, they were a bit wetter than I was hoping for. So my backside got a bit wet. Luckily I've got board shorts on, so they've since dried off. There's the Chamberlain Hotel on the corner over there. I've had a few drinks in there in the past. It's just a standard hotel. Well, standard hotel as far as drink and grub goes. But up the top now, they've turned it into a bit of a backpacker accommodation, calling it Sydney Central Inn. And when I walked past before, I could see the telltale signs of working backpackers in the window. And I'll see if I can capture it as I go past. So here it is over here. There's the entrance to the budget accommodation just there behind that Infinity fire protection car. Yeah, there you go. Can you see in that window up there? See the fluorescent shirt? That's a good indication that there's a backpacker staying in there who's on a working holiday. He's probably working in one of the building sites around here. There used to be a few more backpackers on this side of the road. Over there, you can see another one coming up. I think it is Hotel Morris. I think there's a few backpackers going there sometimes as well. Obviously some of them would have died out during the 2 years off we had for the Pando. Oh, here's another one up here, Maze Backpackers. Yeah, there's one in there. Look at that, you can stay up to 28 days at this one. No problem at all. There's a few people booking in now. Oh, let's see what we can get on this screen here. If it shows up on the camera. That's what the rooms look like. The bunk rooms. A few of the things that have changed along here. This tobacco shop wasn't here back in the old days. Here's another backpackers business that's gone out of business or moved. Just there, Happy Travels. And all these shops along here, this one and this one up here on the corner, back in the old days, this used to be CDs and record shops. Back before digital music, people used to go in there to swap their music around and acquire some new stuff. This on the corner here, I'm pretty sure this used to be called like a Chinese Mandarin Club, but it's been renamed to a hotel now. Just looking here where it says Roma Sauna Spa Massage, I'm pretty sure that place used to be called Chequers, and a lot of the horse jockeys in Sydney, or at least one of the famous ones, used to go there to waste. You know, when the jockeys take their weight down before a race. Pretty sure Jimmy Cassidy, the jockey, used to go in there to waste before race meetings, go in there for a sauna and sweat out, do a bit of exercise in there. And that's World Square we can see there. This means we're on Goulburn Street. Can't be bothered switching off the camera, so I'm just going to keep it rolling. So the lights should change soon. Here we go. Take my sunglasses off, they're starting to fog up in that humidity that I mentioned before. There's the Ibis Hotel over there, the Ibis Hotel on Pitt Street, next to Civic Hotel. On this side of the street over here, it's a bunch of Vietnamese restaurants and massage parlours by the looks of it. Massage 380, Massage 378, Massage 376, Massage 374. Plenty of massage joints. Another entrance into World Square there. A little laneway, a few eateries and shops in there. It's passing by the entrance to Hordern Towers. I assume that's a mixture of private and Airbnb style accommodation in there. And here's the entrance to Rydges. Rydges Hotel at World Square. Handy little money exchange right next door for the tourists. Look at the sun starting to come out. Certainly getting a lot more humid now. So here we are on Liverpool Street. Try to get across the road without getting run over. So what I wanted to show you, someone was raving on about the shark bar a few videos back, so I thought I'd go past and Show you what it looks like now. As I said in the response to them, it's not called the Shark Bar anymore, it's called the Shark Hotel. $5 drinks between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Sundays and Fridays, and $10 cocktails. $10 cocktails, that's not too bad. And what else have they got on Tuesday to Saturday? They've from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. they got $10 pizzas and $2.50 oysters. There's the entrance to the Shark Bar up there, which is now called the Shark Hotel. And here we are coming up to the intersection of Castlereagh Street and Liverpool Street, and we can see the old Mark Foys department store building, which is now the Downing Centre, which is a courthouse. The wind's really starting to pick up now. So I mentioned that it was 11 kilometres an hour, and with gusts up to 20 kilometres an hour. This lady just lit up a dart down here. Yeah, look at the old signs from the department store. Corsets, costumes, gloves, laces, shoes, hosiery, silks, linens. It's a decent old building. I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I think it closed back in 1981. I have to go through Google and have a look at the photos and see what the Mark Foys department store used to look like. Because I was too young to see what that place looked like. This old parking lot on the corner of Elizabeth and Goulburn Street and Castlereagh Street takes up the whole block. It's been around since day dot, this parking lot, and if I remember rightly, they always worry about the structure, the construction of it, because it sits over the top of the main train line. You can see a train going under there now. They always worry about what would happen if the building collapsed. To come down on the train line, obviously, right? Let's cross the road. There's too many people staring at me filming. I'm going to get out of the way of them. There's the Vibe Hotel on the corner. Been in there for breakfast a few times when I worked nearby. Got a good breakfast spread in there. That's not a bad hotel to stay in if you come to Sydney. And there's the Crown Hotel over there if you want to go for a beer and something to eat. Oh, let's keep walking and we'll go down and capture a bit of the Surry Hills Hotel down the street. And then after that I'll have to get ready to end the film because I've got to jump back on the train and got a call this afternoon that I've got to attend to. Oh, look at that plane up there. Does that show up in the film? You can see the plane streaking across the sky there. Haha, as that bus went past I saw my reflection in the bus window, so I cut that out. That's if I remember. Heading down Elizabeth Street now. So again, at the bottom of Elizabeth Street here, next to the railway tunnel, there used to be some backpackers down here as well. Not sure whether they're still here. There's Harry's, the world famous Harry's Singapore chili crab over there on the corner. See the sign? It's there, Harry's. It's a delightful place to have chili crab in Sydney. If you come to Sydney, see, you don't have to go to Singapore to have it. You can have it in Sydney. Here's a train going past now. See the train in there? And that's underneath this big parking structure. So you start to get the picture of why they worry about the big parking lot sitting on top of the train station like that. Yeah, so there's the Surry Hills Hotel over there, and the reason why I mentioned that Harry's Chili Singapore crab place over there before was he used to be up the top of the hotel here. He used to be up above there. I went in there for lunch one day, but I think we were a bit constrained for time. I didn't end up having the chili crab. So I've actually never had Harry's chili crab. Got to have it. Quickly rushed across the street here. As we go past here, this is the tunnel, and I filmed this before. This is the tunnel where they did the that Matrix scene where Neo first meets Trinity and Switch in that tunnel in the first Matrix film. Now just along here there's a few more backpackers. There's what's called the Big Hostel over there. So anyone that's stayed in there before would be walking up this part of Elizabeth Street. And just along here was where there used to be the golf shop Sharpies. Do you remember Sharpies golf shop? It used to have the big neon sign up the top, the golfer hitting the ball into the hole and the flag, as you do, or chipping the ball in. That's where Sharpies used to be. Let's take this other railway tunnel here, get across to the park, and then HW will have to end the video there. I tell you what, anyone that does YouTube videos in Sydney, you'll hear them complain about the buses all the time. The buses are absolute pain in the neck. They're the Australian version of the leaf blower. You get a lot of people overseas having leaf blowers in their videos, or videos interrupted by leaf blowers. Well, for us, it's these damn buses. They're so noisy. We need some electric ones, please, if there's any politicians listening. Or better still, maybe some hydrogen powered buses. So yeah, as we enter into the park here, just outside Central Station. Oh look, there's a dead pigeon. Seen better days. Yeah, as we walk through the park here towards Central Station, I'll end the video. Thanks very much for watching. For some of you that regularly come back and watch, I have a fair decent percentage of people that come back often to watch but aren't subscribed. Really help me out if you could subscribe. It's not that hard. Just set up an account. Use a Gmail email address if you have to. You don't have to, give them your social security number to set up an account. And yeah, that'd be really appreciated. And send through comments or questions you've got. Better still, if you've got any places that you want to see me film, whack through the suggestion. So, as we make our way towards Central Station, well, thank you for... Oh, look at that old bandstand there. It's actually all caged up now. Not allowing anyone in there. They probably had a few homeless folk living in there, and that's why they've caged it up. That's a bit lousy. Should have just left it open. Someone needed a bit of shelter, especially when it's raining. But yeah, anyway, thanks again for watching. The video is over.